and welcome. My name is Simon and we are the Whales of Wall Street. Today we're going to be talking about a crypto asset called DeRace. So without horsing around any further, let's jump straight into this and figure out what on earth is going on here. So this is absolutely fantastic in my opinion. I do like a bit of horse racing every now and then. That's not promoting betting or anything like that, just a bit of fun on my side. But this really takes horse racing and betting and interaction to a completely another level that we're all usually used to in the traditional horse racing manner. Now, just to point out quickly, for the token aspect, it's DRCE. There will be an IDO in Q3 this year, so keep an eye out for that. And there is an opportunity. The reason I'm mentioning that at the moment is because there is actually a waiting list to try and buy your own horse for this platform. So the horses on here are based on NFT scenarios here, so just bear that in mind. But just a few quick aspects to pull in from this just before we jump into this. Excuse all the horse puns today. So just to put this in perspective, mobile gambling in itself is predicted to be worth around $53 billion in 2025 or by 2025. And in particular with gaming, which I know we've done a few topics on gaming already, the overall spectrum of gaming, there's going to be over 3 billion gamers by 2025 as well. So when we're looking at things like Decentraland and all the other VR networks and all the other gaming sort of blockchain technology coming out, we do have to consider as well the gaming side in terms of what's being integrated. Like I've mentioned with Decentraland, where Atari are coming in, there's going to be this sort of thing available as well. So just keep all this into perspective, as reasoning as well, why this could essentially take off and what this is all about. So DeRace, by the way, the token itself is used for the transactional currency within this platform. So that's ticked off a few things just there, a bit of explanation behind it before we jump into this. So this is basically trying to create a decentralized NFT horse racing and betting platform. So blockchain-based race platform that joins millions of racehorse enthusiasts in a community where you can buy and breed NFT horses. The breeding aspect is quite sensational. I will go through that in a minute, don't worry. So a bit of background in terms of the white paper. So do check this out for a lot more information. Like I said, I'm going to keep this top level so you guys get as much info as you can in a very quick snapshot here. There's some elements of roadmaps here with, for example, in Q4 about the breeding smart contracts. Again, we'll go into that in a second. And throughout next year, early next year, in terms of the platform launch, the NFTs and the ability to go of transferring fiat to the DRCE token as well on various exchanges. So essentially, this is basically taking the traditional operating system of online betting, of racehorse betting in a virtual format, into a system that is actually fairer and removes the opportunity for like manipulation and fraud. So there's a lot more trust, and the reason that is because it's using the kind of like the blockchain technology in the background. It's on the Ethereum platform at the moment, and smart contracts will be used in terms of transactional information, the data of the horses, in terms of their stamina, their build, everything you could associate with a horse in the real world. Smart contracts is essentially taking that element across to avoid any discrepancies whatsoever. So I've always been skeptical about a lot of gambling sites and things like this. Not that I go on any myself, but I know of them, and there have been troubles with, is this actually real? Is it being manipulated? Is it being controlled? Is even fair? So there's a lot of really good positives in the sense that if you're an enthusiast of horse racing, or you like a good quick bet every now and then for fun or whatever, you can be in good nature that this is going to be in a fair aspect as well. So there's multiple things you can do here. You can literally buy and sell horses, you can race them, you can collect horses, you can also be a breeder. Again, we'll go into that in a second. And you can also apply to be a bookmaker, which allows you to have essentially some financial gain within I think they're called hippodromes, I'm not sure, but in terms of a racetrack and a racing stadium, you can actually have a percentage of this profits that are made in the arena, and on race days you'll get a certain percentage, as well as, of course, fees to the company DeRace for, you know, the interaction and the ability to use the platform. So some unbelievable, really cool, fun stuff here. So yeah, become a bookmaker, get your own horse, race them, swap them, buy them, sell them, whatever you want to do is absolutely incredible. I think there's some statistics in the white paper here somewhere about a 3% horse sale fee. So if you are selling horses, 3% goes to DeRace, and I think there's a 7% bookmaker profits potential fee and things like this as well. So again, do go into that in more detail by yourselves. But there's a phenomenal white paper here of absolutely everything that you want to know, from the tokenomics, the monetization, how they plan to grow the company and the project itself over the coming years, and, you know, of course, like utility of the token and utility of the currencies within there as well. So yeah, there's some unbelievable things on here. In terms of the horses, you're actually able to go and delve into, when you're breeding and when you are creating your own horse, to go fully into detail of the gender, the color, the shape, the breed, and you can build up its speed and stamina. It's all based on how well it does over various races, similar to real life, of course, like the training aspect and stamina of more races, more, you know, exercise, and more stronger the horses get and things like this. The horses data is visible to the public, including family trees. This is mental. I can't believe they've managed to do all this stuff. But yeah, you can work out the family tree based on the historic data of genetics within the game itself, and the horses themselves, the bloodlines, and all the level systems. You think of like trump card kind of things, like all the different assets and attributes that the horses could potentially have. Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal, the amount of detail in here. A couple of other points on here is R&D tech. So that's basically the randomization technology. So this ensures that it's very fair races, very random. So there's no like guesswork, predictability and things like this, other than what you would expect in a normal horse race, where, you know, the good old punters do their big research on the horse's strength, its history of races and things like this. So you can have good trust in that. And the genetic algorithm, which I think is unreal. Now, the genetic algorithm is basically pulling in things like the bloodline, the family tree aspect, and the level of the horse itself as you're progressing it. In terms of the breeding, this is taking basically 2 NFT tokens to make a third, i.e. the foal or the foal of the next horse. So it affects the bloodline, it affects the characteristics, etc. The genetic algorithm, which is insane. So, you know, when you're looking at stud horses, I don't know how much you guys know about horse race and things like this, but you have the stud horse usually to try and encourage further strength in future horses for better racing horses and things like this. So there's a massive genetic algorithm put into these via the smart contracts, and a massive crossover in terms of that aspect as well, building in codes into basically what they would call the child genome, which is basically the foal's genome aspect. So absolutely incredible how they've managed to pull this together technologically. I think it's really fascinating, it's really exciting. And in terms of the racing, as we mentioned about the hippodrome element, you can actually hold, each arena holds, I think, something like 10,000 worth of tokens, and you can basically own parts of those. And if you own 50% more or more of the arena, it gives you the admin rights. So when we were looking at the DOAs of other crypto assets like Decentraland, given the ability to moderate, given the ability to create your own legalities or rules and regulations and things in these. So obviously within principle, obviously it has to still go on under the guidelines of the particular game of and platform of DeRace, but you know, you do get some element of major control in that area as well. So that is absolutely fantastic. And you know, the tokens do reduce in some aspect in terms of game fees and rewards, so you can expect some kind of reduction there. And I did speak to the guys on Twitter by the way, they are very active on social media. I do recommend going to check them out, get them followed, so you can keep up to date with all the awesome stuff that they're bringing out in the next few months. But they did reply to me within about an hour, and they did say that they are looking to do a token burn eventually. They just don't have the plan right now. So at the moment, it's just literally trying to obtain all these tokens to be able to use them on the platform, and have a load of fun basically. In this scenario, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's very different. I think it's really exciting. Like I said, for me personally, I'm not condoning gambling or betting in any way or form. This isn't any kind of advice. Just me personally, I do like the occasional day at Ascot. I don't throw loads of money around. I'm not irresponsible and things like that. But if you do like this sort of thing, it could be right up your street. And get involved in the token, get involved on their Twitter account, get involved on the white paper. The white paper is fantastic, so much information on there. But I had to bring this to the table because this is something that I found really fascinating. The tokenomics, the breeding aspect, bringing blockchain to horse racing. It's really going to change how online betting occurs. The virtual reality side, I believe, actually pulls in real racing as well. So I don't know whether you've been on any betting apps and things, and you kind of like see virtual racing and real things. They can actually use this technology to basically create the infrastructure and a mirror image or a mirror kind of video virtual reality platform of what's going on in the real world as well. So it really does bring up betting and horse racing to a completely new level. I haven't done much research in other areas whether this is being repeated elsewhere. As far as I'm aware, this is one of the first, if not the first, in terms of a horse racing platform. But yeah, absolutely incredible platform, absolutely incredible technology and idea behind this. Credit to the founders and the owners of this. I would like to try and get them on a video one day soon. They can explain it a bit better than I have perhaps, but I guess my job here right now is to just give you the attention of this, see what you guys think about it. That leads me on to say, like and subscribe this channel, really helps out. Please do leave below comments of what you think of this, whether you've seen it before or not, what excites you about it, and maybe some questions that you want to ask to the owners of DeRace when we do eventually get them onto the channel. I'm sure they, I would definitely really appreciate that, and I'm sure they would as well. So get your thinking caps on, and let's strap up for the ride, guys, because I think this is going places for sure. Over the coming months, 100%. So other than that, guys, I hope you've really enjoyed it. And like I said, please leave comments, like and subscribe. Remember to press the little bell next to subscribe as well, so you get notifications of all the videos that we have coming up as well. And that just leaves me, guys, that I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the moon. Thanks, everyone.